On the last day of the main production, I realized that the shooting schedule I had previously created just wouldn't work. We weren't going as quickly as I had anticipated that we would have, and there's no way we could get the shots we needed to have the scene make sense in just one shoot day. So instead of just plowing through, I made the decision to scrap the whole original plan and start over. Because the shoot went late the night before, I didn't have any time to make changes before I got to set. So here I am, in production, on set, everybody's here and ready to work and waiting for me and ready to be done and go home. And then I tell them that I need to start over and plan the day. It was humbling. But everyone was remarkably supportive while they waited. I grabbed a couple people from the crew to help me replan the day. I grabbed Gavin, our first AD, because he has so much experience in planning shoots, and also because he's first AD and should be intimately familiar with the new plan for the day. I also grabbed Amy Enser, who is extremely skilled in producing and editing, and she knows if shots are going to cut together or not, and which shots we don't even need. While we brainstormed, we kept in contact with Bri Troyer, our second AD, who basically ran the set while we were off. We wanted to keep the crew informed as to how things are going, what we were doing, and why. We ended up coming up with a great plan together. We got better footage with fewer shots, and it turned out so well. When Amy, Gavin, and I finished our meeting and returned to set, I was blown away by what I saw. Josh Savari, our sound mixer, was capturing wild lines from all the actors and different sounds from around the set that ended up being very helpful to me in post-production. Stephen Heller had built a huge smoky fire in the fire pit for the set, which added so much to the atmosphere of the whole thing. Will Rose, who was the actor that played the preacher, had somehow whittled and built this incredible holder for the assurance that he was just going to otherwise hold. I mean, he made one of my favorite props in the whole film on his own in his downtime. Chris Taylor had his team put lights on stands to be ready when we were. Ty Huffer and Marco Scuringi got all the camera gear set up and ready to go. And our second AD, Bri Troyer, had helped everyone stay ready for us and supervise this whole process. This potential disaster was mitigated because my amazing crew was so constructive and diligent while we were off making the new schedule for the day. And that is probably the best reason right there to take care of your crew with breaks and food and gratitude and all that stuff we've been talking about in this entire training series. And after we got going for the day, the right energy was just there. We gelled. We got awesome footage. And as we looked at in the last chapter, we even got ahead of schedule. So much so that we took our lunch break before the food even arrived. So we took a tiny crew and shot this scene of the girls running away in the few minutes before lunch showed up. It was really risky to stop everything on set for hours to just refine the schedule like we did. I mean, when you're on set, you just have this impulse. You want to push forward as fast as humanly possible because every second counts. So to reset like this is not very common as far as I've seen. So maybe this is only helpful for smaller, low-budget productions, but I've found that paying attention to your instincts is one of the most important things on a film set. From my experience, if things aren't working, it's just way better to take a minute, stop, and recalibrate, rather than to keep pressing forward in the wrong direction because you're too scared to get behind. For us at least, stopping to reset was absolutely the right call in the end. And when we get to the training series on editing, we'll look at how we did another massive stop and reset in post-production as well.